7, 6, 5, 4.
Here we go, Roger.
And on Insights, two eyes in the middle. INSIIGHTS, where we always talk the talk.
MicknRick, how you doing there?
Code. Wait a minute. That's not your intro. How do you? This is. Let me introduce him, ladies and gentlemen. For all who you don't know him, he is known as the coach, Mickey Clayton. Right there, my main man. What's happening, Coach?
Oh, I'm great now, boy. I need to let you. I need to send you something in your cash account about that, and your cash app on that. That's pretty good there.
Ching. I take it all. I take it all. Bribes, bring them all. I do it. No shame in my game here.
One thing I love about you, boy, once you get on air, boy, I don't care what you were like before that thing come on, but when it come on, it give you the energy to be who you are.
Hey, man, it's life, man. I'm breathing. I'm on this side of the dirt. It's a wonderful day. I'm here talking to one of my favorite guys in the whole world and talking about sports to all of you wonderful people. What better could it be?
Now, I'm gonna be a little bit of a damper. Now, I just saw some news today. COVID-19 numbers going up in the state of Florida. You know, people acting like there's no such thing, and I'm not really understanding it. And I mean, we're looking at sports, and I'm looking at the games going on in the playoffs. Ain't nobody wearing no mask. Everybody just. I mean, it's like the last 2 years didn't exist. And the numbers are going up, Rick. It just concerns me.
It should, Coach. And it's scary because of all of these different derivatives of this COVID-19 variants. Yeah. Thank you. Of this deadly disease that we know nothing about it. And what's even more scarier is people who have gotten shots can still catch it. But the good thing about that, if you are vaccinated, you're not going to die. I mean, and that's the good thing. So this is what I'm trying to tell people. Listen, you got two choices. You do it, and if you catch it, then you're going to be okay. If you don't do it and you catch it, there's a possibility that you may no longer be around, which is not good. You're spoiling it not just for yourself, but for others around you. Get the shot, folks. Get the shot seriously. All jokes aside, it's no joke out there. It's no joke.
And you know, of all people, we don't pre-script our show. You know, we just roll with what we roll with. There are some things that we did, like we're gonna do something about the Dizzy Dean champions and here in Tallahassee and going off. But I mean, even with Chris Paul, we have professional athletes who took the shot and still test positive. You know, so it's not a guarantee. But then you look at the WNBA, 99% of their athletes took the shots.
Okay.
The NFL athletes are like almost boycotted taking the shots. You know, and I don't understand what's really going on with that. I really don't.
Well, the NFL is a different mentality. And the players there already think they're invincible. So, and they're young and they're at that age. I mean, think about when you were 25, 26, Coach. I mean, best shape of your life. Well, best shape of my life at 26. Definitely.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have two pictures. This is an accident. Just disregard that.
It happened. It happened. But nothing could. I thought at 26, nothing, not even a cold could affect me. It was all good. I was still going out and playing basketball if I had the sniffles or whatever, you know. Now that I've gotten a little older, and on the other side of the second half of my life, I take each breath. Um, I respect it a little bit more. Let's put it that way. So I know I understand the mentality. I remember the mentality. It doesn't make it right, and I'm almost glad that I'm not covering the NFL anymore because I don't know if I want to be around foolishness.
I got you. I understand. And speaking of that, but not in foolishness, but the sanctity of life, we lost an icon, Dr. Frederick S. Humphreys, and we knew he had not been feeling well, which is one of the reasons we, for the last couple of weeks, kind of recognized some things he said on previous shows as we honored him as a legend. But we also will be re-releasing and doing some new materials on him coming up soon, in recognition of him and
Yes.
all that. There's no way we could touch all of these done, but just some of the ways that he has affected people, you know. And again, to his family and millions and friends and supporters nationwide, we lost a giant, and it's a giant has fallen, but he put up a good fight, and he can rest now. And every time we hear that, when the dark clouds gather on the horizon, we'll look up in the sky and we'll see the glint he used to have in his eye.
Yes, indeed. I concur, Coach. Definitely our condolences to family, friends, supporters, students of Frederick Humphreys. He was my president while I was at FAMU, and I was fortunate enough to meet him. And we use the word legend. It almost just flies off our tongues a lot of times, legends and icons and all of that. But the things that he did for the university, not just this one, Tennessee State as well, um, was legendary, and it put those schools. FAMU has always been on the map, but it gave us a higher standing. And I will always cherish my moments with President Humphreys. And rest now, son. You done good. Rest now.
And we will talk more about him in future shows. And moving along, those of you who didn't know, don't forget, go to Amazon or go to the Mickey Clayton FL. Get your copy of Freshman. Sophomore will be coming out soon. Get your copy of Freshman, the first book by me. Two freshman roommates in the 70s at a black college. Basketball players and the things that they went through thinking they knew everything, only to find out that they didn't. Who knows anything when you're a freshman? We both have had freshman children, and we were both freshmen. But we got these baseball caps on today, and we want to recognize a group. The Dizzy Dean 14 Unders won the district. They were honored by the city of Tallahassee today. And it was really hard for us to put something together real quick for you, but we thought we owed the kids that, and we owed the gentlemen and the parents that, and so we put it together. And without further ado, we're going to show it to you.
In the past years, and this year, it was especially with the coronavirus. The numbers were low. We had a team there, and it was coached by. We had two teams.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have two pillars of the community with me that have been very active in an assortment of things throughout their careers, but we have them here today about the success of their baseball program that they've been so involved with. Even after their own children have left and gone on, they've remained committed to the program. And Willie, you keep adjusting yourself in that seat. I would like for you to start it off first, since you're the youngest of the group.
I don't know about the youngest. Yeah, but we got a crew over at Capitol Park that's probably I consider the best in town, because we've been together for a number amount of years and really been dedicated to making sure we have a good program, baseball program over at Capitol Park. And like I say, I'm the president of Capitol Park 13 and 14-year-old baseball, junior major league baseball. Mike Smith is the assistant vice president, rather. Mark Hendrickson is the treasurer, and one of our spokespersons, and Nick Gandy is our scorekeeper, publicist, anything we ask him to do. So we have a real good team at Capitol Park, and we sit in for each other, and it's just like a family there. And we've been dedicated to these guys, 13, 14 base players for, like I said, a amount of years, and we've made quite a bit of accomplishments. We've won districts in the past years. And this year, it was especially with the coronavirus. The number low we had a team there, and it was coached by. We had two teams coached by Coach Mark and Coach my cousin Wiggins, Walter Wiggins, and Nick Gandy, and all of us there to support the program. And it's been a great accomplishment with the kids that we have to overcome the challenges throughout the season and to come on top of winning the district. Like I said, over the years, it's just been a really great accomplishment for the program. And I'm letting Nick Nick can fill in all the blanks that I missed out.
Well, congratulations on your accomplishment. Nick, could you kind of fill us in out? From what I've been trying to research, this will not be the first time your program has gone to the Nationals.
I can only speak for probably the last 10 years since my sons were there, but I know for a fact it goes back to the 1970s because I played at Capitol Park when I was 13 and 14 years old in 1975 and 1976. So the park, which kind of, you really got to look for it to find it. It sits back behind Gene Cox Stadium. And when you try and tell people where it is, they have no idea, but it's been there for a long, long time. And a lot of prominent Tallahassee baseball players have stepped foot on that field. I would like to consider myself one of them, but I can't. The chops of a Dave Ross or a Malik Smith or Tremaine Holmes who have in that field. But what's really interesting about playing at Capitol Park, it's kind of a buffer zone between the 11 and 12-year-old park, and then we try to get the kids from the 11 and 12-year-old park to move up to 13 and 14, which is a bigger park. It's basically a high school field, and we prepare the players there for high school ball, Babe Ruth League ball, and further beyond. A few years ago, when the Rickards high school baseball team made it to the district championships, I went to the game and they had a banner up with all the players' names on it. And 2/3 of the kids' names on that banner had played in some form at Capitol Park. And it really made me very proud to be a part of it. And we try to make the best experience for the players and the parents that come, the visiting parents that come from Tom Brown Park and Meridian Park. We try to give them a good family experience, showing sportsmanship, and just making it a pleasant experience with the PA announcing that I enjoy doing. The concession stands, we try to keep the park clean and make it an enjoyable experience when their children play ball at Capitol Park experience in Tallahassee.
Well, tell us about what's going on with the team, and they're supposedly going to Mississippi. Tell us about the Nationals.
Willie, if you have more information, you go right ahead.
Well, we we've got the opportunity to travel to Mississippi, and it's basically to give the guys an experience of baseball and also give an incentive for the younger players that want to come to our park and play baseball. And the travel to Mississippi, it's like I said, it took some effort this off season to try to get the funding up. And I want to thank Miss Glenda Gray, who's one of the parents that kind of spearheaded it. And made some real impacts and some dedication to fundraise to get these guys prepared for that. But it would give them experience of what the next level of baseball, coming from Capitol Park to the series and getting them prepared for high school, and give them a good experience of baseball.
Welcome. We have Michael Smith who's joined us. We always appreciate it, Mike, and another former parent who had children in the program who has stayed attached to the program. Mike, just a little bit about the fundraising efforts, in terms of being able to do the things that you're trying to do. You have to have a pretty good core of dedicated people to do that.
Absolutely, Mickey, and thank you for taking time to speak with us. And as Willie said, we did, and we still do have a dedicated group of individuals collectively, definitely spearheaded by Mrs. Linda Gray and a host of other parents who got behind this initiative and wanted to make sure that our young man had this experience. And so they worked tirelessly with getting letters out, making sure the funds are going to the right person or accountability, and then distribution to the parents and the players when it's time for them to leave and have a good experience. So yeah, we've been beating the pavements. They deserve all the credit. We've just been there to support their initiatives and give them direction and connect them to relationships and to people and to organizations that we knew or that we would hope would take an interest in giving these young men an opportunity, some that have never had, some that may not never get again, but most importantly, just to show how important people see the community that we're represent, as if we do represent the entire city of Tallahassee. And so it's been really good. Thanks for all those who've been giving. No giving is too small. We take it all. And so we've been very supportive and very happy for the continued support that the city and families and friends have gathered around these young men, because the experience is all theirs. We just want to try not to mess it up and just give them a chance to go out and like Willie said, see baseball and life in different areas and at different levels.
Well, thank you for that. That's very key for us. This question is for any of you. Share with your listening audience a story with one of the kids or families that you've helped that may not even have anything to do with baseball, but just the discipline that comes on, the way you emphasize their involvement. As all of us know, the sports that these kids play is just kind of a prelude to other things that they do. That we try to instill a discipline in them. We try to give them motivation to do different things that they didn't feel that they will be able to accomplish, and we use sports to do that. So as long as you gentlemen have been in there, you've seen some stories of kids that have really used this to better themselves.
I can start. Just the other day, I saw an article from a Gadsden County newspaper about a young man who played on one of my teams a few years ago, who is going to be a drum major for the March 100 coming up. He in the next year, Jarvis Rittman. He went to Godby High School and played baseball at Capitol Park and started playing the trumpet in the band at Godby. Obviously he was a good baseball player, but obviously he's a much better musician. And, it takes hard work to play baseball and be a dedicated musician. So the two go hand in hand. And my own son, the same thing. He played at Capitol Park, and He played the trombone in the Lincoln High School band, and he's also a dedicated musician. And just the two skills together, they all teach the same kind of discipline. You got to show up. You got to try your hardest every time you step out on the field or sit in that chair in the concert hall. And it crosses over into many aspects of life to show up on time for baseball practice and your games and pay attention out in the field, to listen to your coaches. And you learn a lot of lessons wherever it is, whether it's the baseball field or any other opportunity that may come out up for you in life.
Yeah, and Mickey, I just want to say again that just shows you the dedication of the men that works there at Cabot Park. All of us had kids to go through there, and all of our kids have been pretty successful. But we just wanted to extend that, whatever we did, to the kids that come around. And like Nick has been there for over 10 years. I've been there 15. I think Mark has been there right around the same time I have. Mike has been with us about the last 10 years. So we all dedicated, and I could tell you hundreds of things, stories about guys that run around. They walk up on me, I can't recognize them, but they're grown men now. And tell me the success stories. Anywhere from plumbers to accountants to managers, and it goes on, and it just makes me proud every time I run across one of them.
Mickey, I want to just echo what both those gentlemen said. When we look at this current group, there are different stories here today with this current group. We got a cross section, a diverse group of young talent that we've been able to work with, and all their stories are a little different. And there are some that really tear at you because their path to getting just to this level right now has been one that they've needed support and help and direction, and they've embraced it, and they've expressed that to us. And so they want to continue on, or they have more enthusiasm and what it meant to their family and these experiences that they're having just as a result of them coming out and learning how to throw, pitch, and hit a baseball at the best that they can. So that's what we're doing. We're trying to continue to create an environment that allows those young men to do what they want to do and go to do other things. But at the same time, we do keep the score. So we do play to win when we're out there, Mickey, just to make sure it's just ain't a community service. Like, we get at pretty good with each other. All of the coaches do. So that being said, that's what we're trying to do. And I do want to lastly, Mickey, and please make sure you echo Walter Wiggins, Elcondre, John, and Ferguson. Those are the three guys that are going to be taking the lead to Mississippi. They're the coaches that will be leading the group. Mark Henderson, who's not on the call, is the head coach of the Sheriff's team, and Willie Wiggins and Walter Wiggins are the head leaders of the other team that's at our park. But I definitely want to give a shout out to those guys who are going to be braving the weather of the good old cold Mississippi during the holiday season and taking the young men to Mississippi, because they deserve the credit. And we're just going to continue to work in the background and support them as much as we possibly can. But remember, they do keep the score, so they got to win too.
I know, Mike, you've been, and all of you have really been very inclusive of everybody, talking about the teamwork and the effort that it takes from everybody to do this. Each one of you have been very consistent in that. I don't know if it's a workshop y'all had that you went to that all of you have come back with the same thing, but I just find that admirable in so many team and organizations that I see, that I've been a part of and witnessed, it's not often that I see the camaraderie and the closeness of this group.
I want to say the summer league is starting soon, and keep your ears out for the registration. But in the fall, the spring league starts, and registration starts around January after the holidays. And we would encourage your listeners to have their 13 to 14-year-old kids come out to the park and take advantage of this experience and this opportunity.
If you send us some information, I'm putting this on Mike Smith. If you send us any additional information relative to when those times and dates are, flyers or anything that you may have, we'll make sure that we add that and circulate.
Well, Mickey, how can you put something on me that he said?
Very easily, because my show.
My show.
Mickey, the reason that the three of us and the ones that aren't here are doing this, we just love the game of baseball. We've been around it all of our lives. I've been a long-suffering New York Mets fan since I was 7 years old. In 1969, I grew up playing the game hours a day. Taught the game to my sons, and I still get a kick of going out there when we have clinics and the practices and throwing the ball around every now and then and trying to teach the fundamentals of the game, these young men, to make them better ball players. And now that I'm no longer coaching, I try to make an enjoyable experience for the young men and their parents that play at Capitol Park. And we've even had a young lady or two play on a team out there. Coach Wiggins attest to that. And we just do it because we want to share our love for the game with prospective high school baseball players and maybe even further.
Well, Mickey, we simply create dreams and opportunities for these young men, not just at the 13 and 14-year-old level, but at our small Capitol Park, which is managed by Louis Thurston, who's also a FAMU grad, that age group, and he's been there for about 25 years. And so the inspiration and the drive is that we never know who's going to come. We never know what the talent level is going to be. All we know is that we're there to give them instructions, the best that we know how, create opportunities so they can dream big. And some of it, like Willie said, are lawyers and doctors and entrepreneurs and professional baseball players and just all different walks of life. And we just want to continue to perpetuate that at Capitol Park, and for people to know throughout the community and in that community area that Capitol Park and the Southside community is a great place to come, play, have fun, and watch dreams.
On such short notice, but the intention was to try to be able to cover what you're doing and to cover this activity about the kids and to let people in the community know what you're doing and what these kids have accomplished. Because as Mike and I talked earlier, anything negative gets carried in overkill. But for the kids that are doing positive and are doing things the right way, we need to recognize those young men and young ladies who are trying to do the right thing.
Yeah.
And thank you, gentlemen, for all that you've done and continue to do. And Nick, I don't want to hear you talk about that gray hair, because as I told you before, at least you have hair. All my hair I put on my chin. That's the only place I can go. But on behalf of Insight Sports, we appreciate what you've done, and we wish those young men and coaches a safe trip to Mississippi and come back with what you can. We love you either way it goes, but we love you more if you win.
Appreciate it. Mickey, we did send you a copy of the letter, so you can always get that out to folks and let them know how they can contribute. It's real simple, and so we appreciate you getting that out, okay? That's our instructions to you. How about that?
Willie, you see how he wanted to know, how did I hold him accountable for what you said?
You know it, Nick. You knew it.
Yeah. I couldn't say that to Mike. I've known him a long time, and
that's the homeboy in us. That's the Buckeye in us.
He was talking about long-suffering fan. I was like, we're not gonna talk about long-suffering fans. I was like, being from Cleveland. We win one championship and close the state down.
That's right.
Thank you, gentlemen, and we wish y'all the absolute best. And again, thank you. I appreciate y'all.
Okay.
Look forward to seeing you tonight, Mickey.
Okay, thanks, Nick.
Bye-bye.
One of the things I've gotten a text already from Gandy, he said, I did not know the Rick, or MicknRick, was his old friend, Big Brown.
Wow. Brought back memories, Nick. Nikolai Gandhi is what I called him back in the day. And I see he's still doing good things, well, better things now. And why I say better is anytime you're working with kids, especially ones who are not your own, I think it takes a special person to do that. Coaches such as yourself and others. And these guys are doing it free of charge.
Right.
So I think that's a wonderful thing. And taking them on a trip, I mean, you never know what that can do to how that can open the eyes of a young person growing up. I think that's wonderful. And I wish them success, not only on their trip, but their entire program. That's a good piece, Mick. Good job, coach.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. You know, we had discussed our show and what we were loosely on cover today, and this just really just kind of fell out of the sky. One of the things that we've always been concerned about, you know, in hashtags, you know, it's about the kids. And that kind of took priority over anything else, even though they were getting some richly deserved attention on it. You know, it was still something that we wanted to cover. And one of the things in us covering is that we're really not restricted to 30 seconds or 45-second soundbite. You know, we can give people, allow them an opportunity to really tell the whole story. And so from there, we only edited maybe a minute and a half out of it. I did not think that it was going to go as long as what it did, but it was some good stuff it was saying, and I thought that everybody needed to hear it. That's kind of the mission of Insight. I mean, that's why we do what we're doing.
That's what we do. What we do. That's right. It. That's right. And please, people, get in contact with them, support them. I mean, these kids are our future. So please reach out and support them, or support your local. If you don't want to support the ones in Tallahassee, support your local organizations, wherever they may be.
Wherever they may be. And again, you talk about kids doing stuff. You read something about things that are happening. A lot of that is generated because they don't have anything to do. And so you have a group, and you have groups of student athletes that are playing sports, being physically active, and they're not anywhere with a gun holding anybody up or anything. You know where they are. You need to support that and encourage that. And you also need to be, not just say it, but go see them. Leave $1 for them to help. You know, kind of support those people who are helping to raise the kids in the community.
Yes. Yes. Preach. Preach, my brother.
What did they say? We got people walk up to me and they acknowledge them, but they're grown now, so they don't even know who they are. You know, and that's the part of our community. Even those who work in the prisons and jails treat them a different kind of way than other people because they come back into your community. If you mistreat them, anything could happen to you because you don't recognize who they are. So, no, those are our students, our kids, our community, and we have a mission to try to make sure that we help them when we can.
Amen.
You know? And one of the things I like was you and Nick and Rick. Both of y'all texting me at the same time about this. I just thought that was hilarious. I thought that was hilarious.
Oh yeah.
You know, once again, we appreciate y'all being with us. You need to go back and see last week's show when we had our first fan show. And man, did it get some numbers quick last week. I mean, those numbers on that show still going up.
What I want to know is, to the audience, are you going to be next? When we call you, are you going to be one of the guests on there? I mean, it could be you. Just be prepared. Be prepared for that call.
I like that, Rick, because I get people say, yeah, I'd like to be on there. When you say, oh man, my old lady ain't gonna let me be on there. Oh man, I don't know. Don't be trying to sell all the wolf tickets. Don't be selling all those wolf tickets. I tell them quick. I say I grew up in Cleveland. Talking shit is what we do.
Hey, Well, they're Dallas Cowboy fans, Coach. You know how that is.
Oh,
They, they talk a lot of ish,
uh-huh.
but they don't back it up.
They don't back it up.
They don't back it up.
What did you say your favorite team is? Anybody playing who?
Anybody who plays the Dallas Cowboys is my team that day. Definitely. Definitely. I said it.
Oh, well, hey man, I appreciate you as always. Oh, you didn't use your tagline today. The reporter's what?
Your reporter's favorite reporter. That's me.
That's him. That is he. That is the legend of Rick Brown. We appreciate y'all being with us, everybody. You have a happy 4th of July. Safe driving. Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
It's all right to drink and have a good time, but don't get crazy on that road out there.
Wear your mask. Wear your mask.
I love it.
Wear your mask. Wait, you need one?
There you go with the Insights mask. I see you. That Rick Brown.
I got a few. I keep them. I keep them everywhere. Wear your mask. Be safe, folks. Have a great 4th of July, Coach. I know you're going to be grilling.
You know I will.
Shoot, I might sneak up. To Tallahassee this weekend.
You don't have to sneak. I'm gonna be down in Orlando this weekend. So
see, it's my son's birthday on Friday, the 3rd. Yeah, so I was thinking about sneaking up there.
Well, you can still sneak because he probably don't listen to you on the show. You know, the kids don't be the ones that listen to you.
No, trust me, he doesn't. So,
Rick, my brother, you have a good one.
You too, Coach. I appreciate you, bro.
Brothers out there, y'all be peace.
Peace.
Almost forgot. Almost forgot.
Oh yeah, the
From Insights. Visit our website at insights.com. 2 I's in the middle. INSIIGHTS.
Insights is the copyright of Mac4 Enterprises, a Florida corporation. This broadcast is produced under the exclusive ownership of Mac4 Enterprises and is the intellectual property and trademark of Mac4 Enterprises. Comments of the host and other individual speakers on Insights represent their independent thoughts and representation.